Raise the issue of color of skin. In 1954, the U.S. Supreme Court, Brown v. Board of Education, desegregated all our public schools. In 1964, civil rights laws giving full equality to black Americans. And yet it wasn't until 1978 that the Mormon Church decided to allow blacks to participate fully. Here's the headlines in the papers in June of '78. Mormon Church dissolves black bias. Citing new revelation from God, the president of the Mormon Church decreed for the first time black males could fully participate in church rites. You were 31 years old, and your church was excluding blacks from full participation. Didn't you think, what am I doing, part of an organization that is viewed by many as a racist organization?
I'm very proud of my faith, and it's the faith of my fathers, and I certainly believe that it is a faith, well, it's true, and I love my faith, and I'm not going to distance myself in any way from my faith. But you can see what I believed and what my family believed by looking at our lives. My dad marched with Martin Luther King. My mom was a tireless crusader for civil rights. You may recall that my dad walked out of the Republican Convention in 1964 in San Francisco, in part because Barry Goldwater, in his speech, gave my dad the impression that he was someone who was going to be weak on civil rights. So my dad's reputation, my mom's, and my own has always been one of reaching out to people and not discriminating based upon race or anything else. And so those are my fundamental core beliefs. And I was anxious to see a change in my church. I can remember when I heard about the change being made. I was driving home from, I think it was law school, but I was driving home, going through the Fresh Pond Rotary in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I heard it on the radio, and I pulled over and literally wept. Even to this day, it's emotional. And so it's very deep and fundamental in my life and my most core beliefs that all people are children of God. My faith has always told me that. My faith has also always told me that in the eyes of God, every individual was merited the fullest degree of happiness in the hereafter. And I had no question in my mind that African Americans and blacks generally would have every right and every benefit in the hereafter that anyone else had, and that God is no respecter of persons.
But it was wrong for your faith to exclude them for as long as it did.
I told you exactly where I stand. My view is that there's no discrimination in the eyes of God, and I could not have been more pleased than to see the change that occurred.
Let me talk